Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison, and we are sponsored by BTC Fiber. You can see our interviews on their YouTube page. Just go to their YouTube page, BTC Fiber, and subscribe, and you'll be able to see all of their interviews, as well as ours, as well as many others that are on their program. But today we're here with Cody McCarver at Dunlap Mercantile, and we're excited about this because we want to learn some things that are coming down the pike for the Dunlap Mercantile and some other projects that are going on in town. And Cody, I know you've been big behind doing this. Matter of fact, you've been kind of behind a lot of it.
You're right.
And but with the Dunlap Mercantile, I know at the beginning you basically scrubbed everything down to the bottom, right?
Yeah. When we came in roughly about a year ago, this building was just full of rubble. The floors, the old floors, which we tried to save and use it to repurpose in the building to keep it original. A lot of that was gone. So we came in the building, cleaned it out, took it down to the dirt downstairs anyway. The ceiling above us is original.
Oh, okay.
The walls are original. This building was built in 1894.
1894.
And I don't know if is it the oldest building downtown? The oldest brick building in downtown. Yeah, the others had burned. Yeah, there was some that was older, but this is the last one standing, the oldest. Built in 1894 when this road was dirt. And over the years, it was different things besides the Mercantile. And then I guess maybe the last time it was anything at all was mid to late 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there, and it's just been sitting ever since. And so some really good friends of mine, for instance, we were kids, Becky Hatfield, who's now Becky Card, and her husband Louie, who had lived in Florida for a while, but Becky's from here, and Louie has a home out on Fredonia in Dunaway. They moved back to Dunlap, and her heart and mind was set on this idea that these old buildings, we first and foremost want to say that the leaders in our community in Dunlap, our mayors, everybody, to the county commissioners, our chamber people, everybody involved in Dunlap does a great job. Dunlap's growing like crazy.
Yes. And
we have new people. I mean, used to, I'd go to the dollar store and I would see people I knew. And now I see people I don't have any idea who they are, and they live here. Yeah. So they're moving in. They're really, really, really growing our community. But one of the things that Becky and Louie wanted to do was restore these old buildings. And these, on the other side of the street, there used to be a bunch of old buildings, but they were all pushed down. And Dr. Wilhoit's office, his old dental chair sitting in this building now from across the road, which is where Becky started her career in dentistry.
Yes, I remember that.
They pushed all these buildings down, and she didn't want to see these destroyed.
Right.
So the way to keep them from being destroyed at some point in time was to restore them. And this is becoming, we want to get it on the historical registry.
Yes.
So we're trying to keep it as original from what few photos we can find as possible.
Well, and I noticed one of the things I'd like to talk about is this soda fountain area. That's something nice that'll be.
Yeah, this particular countertop came out of here. There's another one over there. It's off camera. There's another one over there, and there's one back there, and there's another one that ain't even in the building yet because we're not open.
Right.
And they're just being restored. But all these old countertops were in this building for decades.
Wow. And
they were falling apart and pretty rough shape. But we took them, put them back like they were, tried to not, like that's got that patina look to it, try not to take away from that, try to keep it old looking. And then the soda fountain, this is going to be an old-timey soda fountain that we're setting at here. It's you got ice cream Coke, whatever, the old Coca-Cola machine, which is a 1951. And this is going to be a fun little spot. And Becky's whole thought on this, and then mine and Louise and everybody involved, was that this could be a place where you could come and visit.
Right.
You and me could come in and sit down and have an ice cream and talk, and maybe get back to that. We live in such a rushed time.
Right.
Everything's so fast with social media. We put a lot of electricity in here so you can plug your cell phone up.
Yeah.
But you can come and sit down and visit and have some food and visit history, really.
Well, I also noticed you have a stage back there in the back of the building here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all are planning maybe some events when you get open to have people come in and sing and perform.
We are. The stage is built out of the original wood from the floor, which was over 120 years old, or 110 years old. And my math's not very good. So we built that stage right next to the elevator. So people just go, elevator, really? There's an elevator here? But I'll get into that in a second. But we built this stage to have events. This is a venue. If somebody wants to get married here, we got this to be married in, upstairs to have reception, full kitchen upstairs. There's also, if you want a honeymoon, we got a bedroom and a nice facility, bathrooms and things upstairs. And but the stage was built so that the music could help drive this downtown. We have another venue we're working on called The Yard, and music will drive that. We're putting a recording studio back on the back street. Music will drive that. And I've been in the music business all my life.
Right.
So that's the stage. We're going to do a concert series on it.
Okay, good.
And we're going to call it Live from the Dunlap Mercantile. And we'll invite BTC to come and film this and put it on TV. But I've been in the music business all my life, so I've got a lot of friends in the industry. And we're going to have some names here that everybody's going to go, wow, that's kind of cool.
Wow, that's
Not
great.
only do we have Valley Fest in Dunlap, which is who'd ever thought Marshall Tucker Band would play on the street in Dunlap, we're going to have some here too.
Well, great. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, and what kind of timeline right now? I know there's still a lot of work to be done. What's your timeline about maybe opening?
We have a goal.
We have a goal.
We have a goal to try to do this, and this is going to be an unusual place, and it's evolving into more things all the time as what it could or could not be. And then as far as the dates of it opening, could evolve too, right? So, but right now we're shooting for a grand opening the weekend of November 6th.
That's still some time away.
Yeah, and we're close. If we weren't, like every bolt, every screw, every paint stroke, everything that's been done to this place has been well thought out. To try to keep it, original as we can.
Right.
And keep it where it's solid and it's good, and it'll be here another 100 years. So with all that said, if we can get everything in place for the weekend of November 6th, 7th, and 8th, that'll be it. We'll let everybody know on the website that's launching called the DunlapMercantile.com. We have a Facebook page, the Dunlap Mercantile, which is growing immensely. It's only been up a little while. And we'll tell everybody there as well. But we hoping this place will be open by the first weekend. And on Sunday, the 8th, we're going to have church.
Well.
And we want to have an old-fashioned church in the afternoon, like a dinner on the ground, homecoming kind of thing. And keep the whole theme of 1894 intact, even with the church services.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be, like I said, ever evolving. If we can make that first weekend of November, great. And if we can't, well, we'll just have to push it back.
Well, you probably haven't got a timeline yet on the hours, but would this be something that even after in the evening it'd be open?
Yeah, we hope. If we can get you to work here, we'll open it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Yeah, we like I said, it's ever evolving. It's we'll have a site where people can rent the place for church events, for chamber events. If you want to have a business meeting here, we have rooms upstairs for that. If you want to rent it, be a concert promoter, you can do that. So it's evolving into being open during the day. You can come down. We might sell you a quilt and some pinto beans. So we're trying to figure out what all the Dunlap Mercantile really is.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's so many options you have.
Yeah.
And I think the exciting part about this is once it gets open, it'll draw that attention to downtown.
That's what we hope. We hope right next door to us, there's a new place that's opened. Then we've got the new places we're going to open on Cherry Street over here.
Uh-huh.
And it's about finished, called The Yard. It's going to be an outside facility. Courtyard type place. We've got a stage in it. We're going to have music there. You'll be able to rent it. My daughter's engaged, and she says she wants to get married in there. And at night, it's so beautiful. We've got it lit up gorgeous at night, where it's just a perfect place to get married. And she wants to have her reception here.
Well, that's
so it's going to become things that we don't really know. However God leads this is what's going to happen, because it's a God thing. And I believe that with all my heart. We're going to end up in places that we're doing things here that maybe we didn't think we were going to do.
Yeah, I imagine so.
It'll show itself in time.
Well, I just think there's so much opportunities here.
Yeah.
So many, like you say, one day think of one thing, next day you have another idea.
Right.
That you're not even aware of yet.
And unfortunately, Becky is just full of ideas.
I should point out Becky Carr right over here is
and Lila Mae.
co-owner, and Lila Mae, Cody's dog. So they're right over here on the side listening. So I guess what I'm thinking of too is like if it was open during the day. I know there's places like that have like a coffee shop where they come in and get their coffee and they sit and maybe have Wi-Fi and they sit. Is that?
This could be that, yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be that, what this is. And so will the other spot across the way. And it's, like I said, it's just ever evolving as to what it may or may not be. But yeah, this is a place we want you to come in and have a cup of coffee and sit down and visit. And I know once upon a time it had been talked about there was going, you could come in and get some beans and cornbread.
Well, that'd be all right too.
So we're going to serve some old-fashioned hillbilly food maybe. And then, I don't know, the right nights of the week or whatever, we're going to have concerts. And then when I say live from the Dunlap Mercantile, I'm trying to see this as maybe an Austin city limits.
Yeah.
Where we have different people come in, play acoustically, film it, and then it airs on PBS or BTC, Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative Network. You're the host. Who knows, what all may come of it. But I'm pretty excited about it, the opportunities that we have, and I'm feel blessed to have these opportunities. And as far as this whole downtown growing and opening up, it's doing that. And the excitement is in the air. I mean, today's the first day of fall as we film this.
Yeah.
And you can feel that in the air, and you can feel people talking. And then we haven't done any marketing. We haven't tried to tell people that this is the first thing.
Yeah.
Right, you and I. We haven't tried to tell anybody that there's a Dunlap Mercantile other than our Facebook page. And the website's not launched as of today. And already, people are calling and asking. I'm getting all these messages. And I haven't really even told anybody too much that I'm involved.
Yeah.
It's Becky and Louie started this whole project, and because I knew people in town that did plumbing and electrical, and I jumped in and helped. And but this is Becky Hatfield Card. She may always be a Hatfield to me. But her husband is just a wonderful, wonderful man. And
yes, he is.
I love him like family, and I want to see him succeed. But man, this is her mind. This is her heart. I just try to help her follow through.
Well, and so many of the places for a long time, a lot of the buildings have just been shut down, like this one and others, and they're just there, and there's nothing here in town. Right. So this is going to be an opportunity. I see a great opportunity growing for this and the Yard and other places that are going to be in the process.
Well, small towns like Pikeville, small towns like Whitwell, Dunlap, they are what makes America great. They're what makes America run.
I agree.
They're what makes America, always have been, always will be. You know, I tell people all the time, if the people in Washington, D.C. would realize that these little towns are America, we'd be a lot better off. Those flyover states, as Charlie Daniels called them. And I'm kind of like, you know, there's buildings in every little town. Like, for example, I got a lot of family out in Van Buren County. My mom lives in Spencer. And my grandparents were from Spencer, all my mom's side of the family. And that little town's got buildings sitting there just doing nothing.
Yes.
And it's a shame that those little buildings have become not used.
Right.
And they could be used. And I actually would like to go into other towns and do this again.
Yeah.
This has been a year, hard as we can go.
Well, and just to see the vision that y'all have had, and I've talked to you before on some of this.
Right.
I see the vision of where once everything gets going, you know, people are going to be coming here.
Right.
Not just people from Dunlap, but people from out of town are going to be coming in and seeing what's going on. And that's going to help the tax base. It's going to help the other businesses in town.
Yep. You know, what I would love to see happen here in this downtown area is tourism. It's one of the things. People come from Chattanooga or Knoxville or this kind of a bed and breakfast little town, you know, outside of those places. And we're in the process of putting in some Airbnbs. We're in the process of, who knows, maybe renting kayaks. I don't know. We want to bring people into the community.
Right. We
want to grow this idea that people on a Friday, when they get off work, might get on their motorcycles and ride over here and have dinner.
Yeah.
You know, or they'll get in their car on Sunday and drive over here for church.
Yeah. See
what the Dunlap Mercantile Church is about, you know. That's my goal. That's our whole plan of attack to this, is to bring people to town, if nothing else, for a weekend, and bring revenue to the community.
Well, and I think once this gets started, there might be other people here in town that say, hey, I think I'll do this. And they start, because there's plenty of other places here in town that could be renovated or places to build, you know, if that could be.
That's already happening. It really is. Since we started doing this, I see people, things popping up, and there was, for example, another building in the county that we looked at to purchase and try to do something with, and somebody already had.
Oh.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's like, go for it, man. We hope you succeed.
Yeah.
If somebody puts in a business next door to the Mercantile, which the local depot is right there, you know, and I hope she just rocks and succeeds and just beyond all of her dreams and expectations, because it's good for us.
Yes.
You know, it's also good for a local restaurant here in town. We have chains, you know, but you know, I love the idea of eating at the Dunlap restaurant. You know, I know Marty. I know we've been friends since we was little boys, and I want to see him do well. You know, Taco Bell, I want to see them do well too, but not as much as I do our friends locally, and shopping and buying locally. I say this, you know, this right here, what we're sitting in right now, in 1894, 1900, was Walmart.
Yeah.
If people don't understand what a mercantile is, and it's surprising to me, some people will go, what's a mercantile? This was the Walmart of that time. And it was Amazon. Yeah. You know, now we're sitting at home, we're on our phones, and we order something and it shows up on our porch, right? But then, back then, this is where you got your shoes, your coffees, your foods. Right. If you lived in this area, everything was right here.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as many people living in this area at the time, but I back up and I look at this and I go, man, what happened? You know, our small businesses in these small communities got ran out.
They sure did.
I don't think nobody done it out of malice or to be mean to anybody. It's just business. Right? So our tire stores closed, our hardware stores closed, you know, things like that began to happen, and because of the big boxes, as we call it, Walmarts and things. But, you know, like Dwayne and Keith, our mayors here in town, they've done everything, man, to try to keep our people alive. They're great, you know, but some of these small businesses like this that was put out over the years, they can still be here.
Yes.
There's still a place
Uh-huh.
for us, and I wanna continue to see this place hopefully grow, and then we'll do some more.
Well, that's great, and I know I've even heard you talked about how you've been getting messages. I've been hearing the chit chat all over town about the Dunlap Mercantile,
Yeah.
Dunlap Mercantile, and I think people are excited. They want to see these things. They want to see
Right.
growth, and I just sitting here today, just looking at what it is right now, it excites me, and all the things, the little tour you've given me around the store today, and it's and the things you said you got coming up and coming down the pipe. Those are exciting things for people, and they need to take advantage of it, and I think they will
Yeah.
once they get started.
Well, we want people young and old, old like me and you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We want people young and old to come in and experience. I mean, literally step back in time.
Yeah. Well, even just the soda fountain,
Right.
you don't have those anymore.
Right.
They're a thing of the past.
The floors, the stairs, the ceilings are original. And one of the things that I'm the most kind of proud of, I guess, is that elevator.
Yeah, yeah.
And people say there's an elevator in that building, and it's an elevator that was like a freight lift elevator. You have to pull a rope,
Yeah.
to get things. That we've used it to get the kitchen stuff upstairs.
Uh-huh.
We've used it to get, I don't know, a claw, one of those old clawfoot tubs, bathtubs,
Uh-huh.
which weighed a gazillion pounds. We put it on that freight elevator and we lifted it upstairs.
Took a while to get that there.
And that is, I've heard a lot of different numbers from a lot of different people, but let's just say that it's old. And it was maybe the third elevator in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, really?
And it is the oldest, as I'm told, operating one in the state.
Well,
And there's a big wheel up in the ceiling that's bigger than the hood of a pickup truck
oh, really?
that you use to pull it up.
Well,
And Wendell Boston, who's a local guy here in town, I didn't know Wendell was an elevator guy.
Yeah.
But he's worked for Otis Elevator for, I think he said 40 years.
Oh, really?
I brought him down here to do some work on it, and he looked at it and he said, man, I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
And he was blown away, and I said, well, we'll pay you to work on it. He said, man, I'd be honored just to work on it.
Well,
And so we've had a lot of that here, people that came in, I want to help.
good.
And it's a labor of love. Some people want paid. Some people don't care if they get paid. And it's just been a really, really, really cool experience. And this right here is the best word I can come up with is community.
Uh-huh.
It's the community's building. We want people in the community to come enjoy it. People up and down the valley,
Yeah.
which we are a community up and down the valley.
Right.
Although, maybe we don't get along on Friday nights. The rest of the time we do, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's what we want.
Well, good, good. Well, folks, we want everyone to know to come out to the Dunlap Mercantile when it is open. They'll let you know. Be looking for their website. Go to their Facebook page and friend them on your Facebook page, and just be aware of this. It's going to be a great place when they get done here, and it's open for everybody. So take advantage of that. Well, we appreciate you.
One more thing.
Yes. Cody.
On grand opening night, hopefully it's going to be November 6th, 7th, 8th, that weekend right there.
Uh-huh.
If that don't work, we're going to move it to another date. I'll have to get with Ethan. But we'd like to shave Ethan's beard on grand opening night, and maybe we can get some people to come down here and watch.
Oh, well, we'll see if Ethan's up to that. I'm not. I don't know. But folks, again, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we appreciate you, and especially BTC Fiber for sponsoring our program. And again, thank you.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.